Just let me know when you're ready, Butch. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, we're live.
All right, welcome everyone to our budget workshop for Monday, June 13th. Lonnie, Michael, you want to make a little presentation on where we are today?
Good evening, everybody. How are y'all doing tonight? Okay, on the first page of the summary, if you'll take a look at that, up at the top, right on the very first line, you'll see the overall percentage of the fiscal year completed is 32.88%. That's where we should be at, kind of a guideline for our budget. And if you can see our revenue, it's running a little bit behind where we want it to be. Instead of at the 32.88 or closer to that, it's about 26.54 with an overall from all funds of 26.43. We do show that as of the end of April, we do show a negative number in our all funds, which is just our revenue versus our expenses that are going out. That has to do with a couple other different things. But where we're at this year versus last year, we are pretty much on track for where we were at last year at this time. We do have some funds that will be coming in that are not reflected in this revenue stream. We are waiting on the other half of our COVID match that we received last year. We should be receiving it anytime. It's going to be about $218,000 is what we're estimating. So that's going to be coming in. And then we also will have our distribution from the Carroll County Ambulance District, which will be coming in sometime around the end of this month, first of next month, and that should be between about $120,000 and $130,000. So we do have some additional revenue that will be coming in outside of our sales tax revenue.
Michael, I did notice that our revenue is down pretty significant from sales tax anyway, on the back page.
Well, we are still up for the year. We're up about 18% over last year. The month of May, which is our collections from March, we were pretty level. We came in at about a 2% increase over 2021. So we are still going at a higher rate than we were last year, but we just didn't sustain the large amount of change as we've had in the previous months. But that would be reflective of the month of March. So there, you know, as the business picks up, the season picks up, more things pick up, then that will come into a correction. One area that we will probably be bringing to the council pretty quickly is, if you'll notice on the very first page, down in category 80, we're starting to run at a little bit of a deficiency at our water. That has to do with several different things, but one of the things is that we have absorbed an increase from Carroll Boone. We've been absorbing that for the last couple of months and being kind of just, you know, we haven't passed it along to the citizens yet. So that's going to be something that we're going to be doing a little bit more research on, and then we'll be bringing it to the council to see if y'all want to pass that cost on to the citizens.
I think there was approximately a 15 cent per 1,000 gallon increase that Carroll Boone passed on to us. And if I'm not mistaken, in January?
Yes.
January, February. So, which is about an 8%, 8.5% increase from what we pay now.
So are we going to have to go ahead and raise the rate 8.5%?
Well, it's up to the council, of course.
I mean, it looks like we're going to have to raise it some. We're going in the hole.
Yeah. You know, 15 cents a gallon doesn't sound like much, but I mean, you know, it all adds up, and
Per 1,000 gallons.
that's per 1,000 gallons, correct.
And also with the complications that or I don't know if complications is the right word, the problems that that Public Works has had with the water billing and everything, and the charges with the trash and all, and it's still a mess, and they're getting it remedied. I wouldn't want to put anything out to the citizenry right now because they're not real happy with the city and the water bill situation.
Well, now, the Carroll County Solid Waste, of course, that's just a straight pass-through that we,
No, I'm not referring to that. That's not what this is.
I know,
That hasn't reflected in here yet.
No.
Or in our bills yet. It has? Well, I
Not
mean,
yet.
from
Not yet.
what Tim was saying, it was going to be, you know, so small that it would be negligible.
I think we noticed it maybe this month,
Yeah, it was on this month's bill.
yeah.
What the water bill showed,
Not the water bill, but the solid waste, which is on the water bill.
yeah, it's on the water bill, and it reflects a 50% increase. Your trash service does.
It was pretty close.
But that's not coming from solid waste. That's because of the billing corrections, is what was explained to me by Public
Right.
Works earlier today. That's going to be this month of May, or June, and then the month of July, and then it'll go back to normal, is what she said. So, am I missing something?
No, I think you're right. I mean, it's because of we've had some issues up there with the new employees and everything, so you're exactly right as far as the billing goes.
Yeah, because the billing for the increase in the by solid waste that we approved here at the request of them through Tim
Right.
Kinney was
A fuel-
$1.25 or something like that.
just fuel surcharge,
Yeah, it was, like wasn't going to be that much, so, I hope we're getting the straight skinny.
Well, yeah, I think you are, Terry.
Okay?
No, the question was whether or not we wanted to do anything, and I think, we can wait, and that's a good thing. We're just absorbing that cost, and like we've been doing
Yeah,
for the
I
last
think
6
yeah.
months.
Yeah, I don't,
Of course, we need to wait until we get things settled down there at the Public Works.
Any other questions from anybody? Michael, you got anything else that?
No, the only other thing that we had brought was just to bring you up to date on our bond payments. We did make an interest payment in April on one of the bonds, but other than that, there's not really any change in the bonds for as far as our long-term liabilities. And y'all should have a sheet on that. And then we've already kind of talked about the sales tax revenue for May. What we received was $256,392.14, which was a $5,000 increase over 2021. So just a slight 2% increase. So that would be our collection for the month of March.
Which one of the bonds was it?
Let me look back. It was on the sales and use tax bond. No, it was on the water and sewer bond. Water and sewer revenue bond.
Fund 40?
Do what?
Out of Fund 40?
Yes. I believe that's right. Yeah.
Michael, could you lean into the mic a little bit,
Okay,
please?
sure. You can see, if you look on this page do you have that page? You
I
should have
can't see what that is.
What
It's,
number?
yeah, it's just a little chart that I made that should have the detailed information for the bonds on it that I normally give you. It should have made it into y'all's packet.
Where's it located? Is it,
It should be right behind all of the detail, the 18 pages of the detail from the
is
general.
it the one that says monthly financial summary?
Yes.
Long-term liabilities?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Are you seeing you getting any red flags on anything?
The only thing that I've seen is on the water, that we're starting to see a little issue with the water. So we probably are going to have to address that sooner or later, or decide whether or not as a council, we just want to observe that out of our funds. Other than that, we're not seeing anything that is out of order. Like we said, the sales tax is still coming in, even though it leveled off a little bit. We're still seeing that. It's still in an increase, a little bit of increase mode. And then, like I said, we've also got these other monies that are going to be coming in, so that's going to help the bottom line a little bit. So at this time, there's not really any major areas of concern.
Can you refresh my memory as to the overall budget? Did we kind of keep it in line with the same as last year, or did we bump it up, or?
The budget we had a surplus in it of about $600,000 to $700,000 is where we were at. Now, we've dwindled away a little bit at that when we've done the pay increases and some things like that. So when we do our mid-year review of the budget in July and August and kind of decide whether or not we need to raise things or lower things, we'll have a better picture then. But that number is going to be a little bit closer, especially with our revenue slowing down.
And what do you see with the fuel charge for fire department, police department, public works?
Well, I mean, of course, the fuel's going up.
Sure, of course.
It's going up. We're seeing those bills coming in. We're not seeing that, it is above what they had projected, but the fire chief and the police chief had projected a little bit of increase in there for gas. So we're not seeing that they're totally out of line at this point, but that is something that we will probably have to look at in our July review. Yeah. Because as those expenses change, those are some, one thing about doing budgets, it would be great if we knew everything that was going to happen, but a lot of times it's just kind of a crystal ball type thing of hoping we can kind of predict what happens. So we kind of balance some things in like that, thinking that maybe if something like that was to happen, like the fuel to go up, we didn't project it would go up this high. So we'll just have to see how that's affecting the overall numbers.
Right now, the police department's, at 34% of
Yes.
their fuel, so they're not doing too bad.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right line.
Yep.
Anyone else?
I just had a quick question, just curiosity. Within the finance department, the salary and wages, I've seen that's gone up, but I don't understand exactly why. Could you give me a little insight on?
Where are you, Nick? I'm sorry.
I'm on page 2, but technically page 3, the council cover sheet, towards the bottom there. I just saw an increase of 29,000 compared to last year, and I figured maybe because you're getting extra pays, or you and Lonnie are both working at the same time right now, I didn't know what the increase reason was there.
Well, last time at this time, we had a shorter staff.
Okay.
Because we didn't have as many people in here, as we didn't have, we're working as a full staff. And so now we are completely full. We've lost one of our people. She's going to be leaving at the end of June. So if anybody knows anybody in accounting that loves to do bookkeeping, please send them my way. But she's very upset about leaving, and we're very upset about losing her, but it's a family change, so she's going to have to leave us. But part of that has to do with we weren't fully staffed back then, and now we are fully staffed. And one thing that we did look at when we did our budget numbers is when the original budget was approved for the finance department, we did calculate in mine and Lonnie's salary
Okay,
so that they would both be in there.
great, and I hope that after June, we can find someone quick so you can stay full staff, because that
I
helps a
know.
lot.
It does.
But
It
thank you
does.
for enlightening me on that. I appreciate it.
What does that position pay, so we can put the word out?
It's going to depend, but it's probably going to be somewhere in the upper teens.
Upper what?
Upper teens, $16, $17, $18 an hour,
Okay.
just depending upon their experience. But we would like to have somebody with some accounting experience.
That's also has benefits, doesn't it?
Yes.
It's a 40-hour.
40 hours a week. It'll have, other than the great benefits of working with me, they'll get to have all the city benefits that they normally have, that everybody else
That
has.
sounds like a bargain. can't add.
You want to take that job, Terry?
I better not.
Well,
Anybody else?
All right. Thank y'all very much.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Michael. Thank you all. All right, nothing else. We'll close the budget workshop and reconvene and 6 o'clock for our normal city council meeting.